So with the understanding of thermal current and thermal conductivity and all of that, we'll move on to thermal resistance. Quite simple. Thermal resistance is, we already learned it, is the opposition to the flow of heat. Simple and straightforward. What are the factors that affect thermal resistance? Like your electrical resistance, thermal resistance is influenced by the material, what the material is made up of, the dimension of the material, that is cross section, the length, and all of those factors. So mathematically, there's a small derivation. I'll show it to you guys. So we know that current is given by voltage times of A by L times of K. Right? This we have derived. Now, if I happen to compare this with, so we have I is equal to V by R. Right? If I compare this to expression, you have H to be of nature I. You have delta to be of nature V. And this expression should be 1 by R. So basically, if you look at it, R is nothing but L by A times of K. That's it. So I just have to invert it. I'll get the value of R. And in this case, R is your thermal. So that is your thermal resistance in terms of formula. So as a definition, to define 1 unit of thermal resistance, or to figure out the thermal resistance of a given material, to figure out the thermal resistance of a given material, what I can do is, I can make use of R is equal to, H, not H, delta T by H, voltage by current. I can use this. So resistance is equal to voltage by I, right? So I can use this. Okay. I can make this as 1. So for your current to be 1 unit, right? So 1 watt in this case, R will be then your thermal resistance will be equal to your temperature difference. So that's the funda. So what we're looking at is, I was talking about this definition. Thermal resistance of a conducting slab is defined as a temperature difference required across it to maintain a heat flow of 1 watt. So basically, given a material, if I have to figure out the thermal resistance of this, all I have to do is check out what temperature difference should I maintain, so that we are looking at a heat transfer of 1 unit. So 1 joule per second of energy should go from point A to point B. So this difference will give us the numerical value of thermal resistance of a given material. Okay. Again, there's a bit of math. If not, it's quite simple. So that's it. That's your thermal resistance. I think, let's read through once. Basic idea is that thermal resistance tells us how much the material opposes the flow of heat. Just like electrical resistance opposing electrical current. Okay, it depends on the geometry of the object, length and area, and the material property. Perfect. Derivation, it's similar to what we did. Perfect. A unit, so it is Kelvin per watt. And then definition we saw, analogous, that you guys can read. Okay, yeah.